I'm Kayla.
I'm Anna. This is Laughs and Legacies. Welcome to Laughs and Legacies. We're so excited to share this new episode with you. Our last episode was Work Story, so if you haven't gotten the chance to go listen to it, go ahead and listen to it because there were some pretty good stories on there.
Yeah.
This one is How We Met Stories. So they're love stories, how people met and got together. Our first story is Kayla's, and the next two are from our listeners. We know that a lot of you guys have really good stories for this one, so don't worry, we're going to be sharing these prompts again. They're going to be reoccurring episodes. We'll have this again in the future. So if you have some or you know somebody who has a good How We Met love story, go ahead and go on our site and share that on that Google form so we can go ahead and share it on this. Kayla, get started with our first story.
Cool. So, this one should be pretty easy to tell because it's my story, how me and my husband met. I think it's just kind of a funny adventure, actually. Just all the coincidences that happened. It happened over a long course of time. So, my husband is from Venezuela. And for those of you who don't know, their country is not really in a great position right now. And so people that live there and want to serve missions there, they usually serve in Venezuela as well. They just send them to a different area. So it was a very rare thing to see that he was actually called to London. He was London, England. So that was something that was really interesting in the first place. But that is where our family is from England. So he was able to learn our language and our culture a little bit. And then on my side, I served my mission in Peru, in Arequipa. So I was able to learn Spanish. I was able to learn a little bit about his culture. And then I actually met a lot of Venezuelans on my mission, and I loved them. I just adored them. They were so sweet. And I actually had told a lot of my companions, which I don't know exactly which ones it was, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna date a Venezuelan after my mission. I'm gonna date one. Didn't think I'd marry one, but I was like, I'm gonna date one.
I
And
didn't know that part of your story. That's so cute. Oh
I
my
did all the
goodness.
time, and so they always rolled their eyes like, okay, but
It all makes sense now.
I just love them. So yeah, after our missions, he was unable to go back to his home after his mission because his family had um, left Venezuela. They went to Chile, and they were not giving him a visa to go to Chile. Instead, he was able to come to the United States on a student visa. So he came straight here after his mission. He went to Utah, and I came home normal, but after a year of being at home, I just wanted to move out. I didn't think it was a smart thing to, not really smart. I don't know. I just felt silly moving just 20 minutes away from my parents' home. I was like, if I'm going to move away, I'm going to move away.
Go
So I
big or
moved
go
to
home.
Utah.
Yeah, cross state lines. Get out of here.
So I moved to Utah. I really had no reason to be there, but I did. And it so happened that we lived in the same apartment complex. I lived on the second floor, he lived on the fifth. And one of my first weeks there, I wanted to make breakfast and make new friends. So I invited just the people I did know from Arizona. Hey, come over. I'm making breakfast. Bring your roommates. And there was my husband, and he showed up. And he was a little quiet actually when that first day. And oops. And I just remember talking to him, and I just thought, well, I love the Venezuelans on my mission, and I can practice Spanish with you because I haven't been speaking very often. We could play soccer together. I'm like, this is so exciting. But he had a crush on me from day one.
Woo!
Tell me later, obviously. But he was really quiet with me, and he was really shy, which is not like him, actually. So it was just weird for me. Um, Time went on. We were just friends. We would walk to church together. Every once in a while, I'd invite him over and say, hey, I'm making cookies. Come make cookies with me. Things like that. It was just really chill. Um, He
You
had
got
never asked me out. Oh, what were you saying?
no, you got that man Twitter pated just like
He was so shy with me, and I liked guys to be a little bit more forward and show that they like me, like, oh, ask me on a date, or gave me compliments, and he didn't. So I was just like, okay, well, he
you were
doesn't.
asking him to come make cookies with you. Okay, we see, we see.
He asked me to do stuff too, but yeah, we were just on a friend basis at that point. Like, that was just it. And as time went on, he eventually asked me on a date to go to a Venezuelan restaurant. But because I thought we were just friends, it was easy for me to like cancel for other plans or things I had. I was kind of mean. He asked me out and things came up, and I was like, oh, I actually can't, blah, blah, blah. And he eventually got to a point where he said, I don't like this girl anymore. She doesn't like me. Why am I even wasting my time? And I didn't think anything of it. I thought we were just friends anyways. Then I reached back out to him and said, "Hey, yeah, let's go to this Venezuelan restaurant." And he bailed on me. He's like, "Well, I'm going on a date with another girl." Bailed on me. And so I said, "Okay, if you can't go tonight, that's totally fine. When can we go?" And he's like, "I already asked her out. Like, I just got to go on the date now. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll just go as friends." So we made the plans. We went on the date, but because he didn't like me anymore, he was fun. He was singing and dancing in the car. I was like, where was this whole time?
Do you ever hear the saying that's like you flirt best with people you don't like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. He was like a totally different person. He was fun and goofy, and I was like, oh, you're cute. I like you.
Oh,
So now roles had switched, and
he
I
got you Twitter pated. Okay, I see.
something like that. But yeah, I think it was around Thanksgiving, so I went home for the weekend, and when I came back, I had invited him to go do something with me, and it's actually funny. It was a game night, and there was a guy that I had gone on dates with at the game night, and he had told my husband Alex had told his roommate, well, she's either inviting me because she likes me and wants to kiss me, or there was a guy at this game night that she used to date and she needs like a buffer. And
Ooh.
so when he found out that he was a buffer, he was like, oh, that's so annoying. But then we got home that night and we did kiss too. So he's like, well, at least both happened.
Oh shoot.
It went really quick after that. We dated pretty short time, got engaged, got married, had a baby. Here we are.
Damn, that's crazy. That's so cute. I love that. I feel
So
like I haven't heard the whole exact story before. I just knew the basis of like you went to a Latin American country, learned Spanish. He went to an English country and learned English, and so you both randomly moved to Utah.
I know
And
we both literally had no reason to be
yeah,
there.
and it just happened. It was so perfect. You met your Venezuelan man, Kayla. It
I
happened.
know.
Ooh. Our next story is from our cousin, Alina, and it's about her and her husband, Rubiago. She titled this Brazilian American Marriage. I'm going to read it exactly how she has it. Ready? How we met was way different than how most people find their spouse. We met in January 20 of 17. I had been home from my mission for 6 months, and Rubiago had just barely returned home from his. Rubiago was adding his mission friends on Facebook when he came across my name. He saw that we had mutual friends and I had a familiar name. So he sent me a friend request. It all starts with Facebook, you guys.
Yep. Those Facebook friends.
Later, he noticed a picture I had posted of me in Brazil and decided to send a message asking where I had served. We discovered that I served in his hometown and that he served with my cousin. Both of us served our missions at the same time and in neighboring missions. Crazy. We connected so many dots and we found so many circles of coincidences. I ate lunch with his bishop, mom, and sister 2 doors down from his house during my mission. I crossed the border of my mission into his on my mission and ran into his companion who ended up marrying a sister that was in the MTC with me. He was my cousin's district leader on the mission and also finished his mission with her. A good friend of mine from my mission was baptized by who? Him.
Rubiago.
Let's go.
Attaboy.
It was crazy all the connections we were able to make. We instantly connected. We talked every day since and became best friends. He was so easy to talk to and made me laugh. Plus, he was super handsome. He told me he wanted to study in the US. I thought that would be cool, but didn't know if that would really happen. Until he made it happen. Within a few weeks of talking to him, he got a job working as an instructor at the Brazil MTC, got his student visa for the US, and was flying to Utah. I was so impressed at how he set goals and made them happen. He came to the US in August of 2017 after 7 months of talking online through messages. He was finally here, and we could see what it was going to be like together in person. It was amazing already having such a sweet friendship and knowing so much about each other. The only thing we needed to check off the list was to see how we felt together in person. We fell in love even more. We got engaged in October and married in December. Everything fell into place, and our wedding was perfect. Even though getting to know someone long distance may not seem ideal for most people, it was the perfect start to an amazing relationship for us. We got to be friends and talked about everything before anything serious. It was such a blessing. He really is my dream come true and everything I could ever hope for. I'm so grateful for how we met and for everything that happened to bring us together.
They're so cute. And they have a little baby girl now too, so and she's adorable.
Oh, Alina, thank you for that story. I hope everyone loved it as much as we did. That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
I remembered that she had served in Brazil, but I didn't remember those details of her like actually being with her family and his bishop and things like that.
Yeah,
So
that was a lot
such
of
a small,
connections.
yeah, such a
Yeah.
small world. Awesome. Well, the last story is actually from our grandparents. They seemed kind of funny when we were asking them for the story. Like, wait, you're gonna share it? I'm like, yes, give us the story. It's a funny story. It's a great story. So we, my, and all, I just realized that all of these are kind of mission stories too.
Oh, shoot. There's a
Yes,
theme. Let's go.
they're seriously. Well, my grandpa was on a building mission, um, in Glasgow. So he basically just built churches and built walls and things like that around the area. And part of what they did in that mission as well is they would arrange activities for the young adults. One of these activities was ice skating. So he had seen my grandma around a couple of different times, and he thought she was so pretty. Of course, I mean she is, and but she had been going out with another boy named Brian for a while, and but Brian didn't know if she was really that into him. Like they were going on dates, but he just didn't know. And so at this ice skating activity, my grandpa had asked Brian, "Can I walk Sandra home, my grandma? Can I walk her home?" And he goes, "Hey, you know what? That's actually a great idea. Like I want to see what she'll say because I don't know if she likes me or not." My grandpa was looking for the opportunity to ask her to walk her home because Sandra, my grandma, would not get on the ice. She was hanging out with her friend and they didn't really know how to ice skate. So he's like, I really wanted her to get on the ice so I could hold her hand and, talk to her, get to know her a little bit better before I asked her to walk her home. And he never got the opportunity because she never went on the ice. And so, kind of at the end of the activity, he was taking off his ice skates. And Brian walked over with my grandma and goes, "Okay, I'll see you later, Keith." And you too, Sandra, seeing as Keith is gonna be walking you home. And they're both like, "Wait, what?" She was so confused because he never asked her.
Yeah, and her date just dropped her off with another dude.
And that date, Brian walked another girl home.
Oh, really?
So he walked another girl home and
Yes.
dropped my grandma off with my grandpa, which, you know what? We're happy about it because guess what? They walked home and they kissed, and here we are today. They kept
Yeah.
going out, and it all worked out for the best. So, and it's actually while we were getting the story from both of them, we got the story from both sides of them. When my grandpa had told us the story first, and he goes, "Yeah, I didn't think she liked me very much at first when I first met her at church because it was an in thing to wear black shoes with white socks, and I don't think she liked that very much." We laughed. Then we had talked to her, got her side of the story. She told us the whole story, and at the end she goes, "Yeah, I thought he was very handsome, but why was he wearing white socks with his black shoes?"
Grandma.
So the fact that they both brought up this silly little side note from weeks earlier than the actual activity is just hysterical, that they hated the white socks with the black shoes.
Oh man.
And we also
Ruthless, Grandma, ruthless.
we also always just tease my grandma as well. I don't know if she's gonna be happy that I share this, but we always tease her saying that she was the one that asked him to walk her home, going, "Take
Take
me
me home,
home,
Keithy
Keithy
Weethy.
Weethy."
Oh my gosh.
She's like, "That's not how it happened." That's okay. We think it's funny. We like to tease them, and we're happy that it all worked out. And Brian didn't want to take her home.
Oh, they're so cute, you guys. I love it.
Our grandparents are great. They're funny. So,
That was all of our stories that we have for this episode, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you to both Grandma and Alina for submitting your stories, and Kayla for your story. So cute. All of those are mission stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know that you guys have stories, so go ahead and go on our website or like our Instagram and just follow that to submit your own stories, because we know you guys have them and we want to share them because they're awesome. We'll have an episode posted next week, and go ahead and give everything else a listen, and we'll see you guys next time.